in our union, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Oklahoma, I think South Carolina, they're all trying to say possibly that they make some sort of legal maneuver to tell people who are in this country illegally that no, you're not going to be citizens of the United States if you're born in these states anyway. They would be on firm constitutional ground, wouldn't they?
They would. Birthright citizenship is a misinterpretation of the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment is a very simple phrase. It says, in essence, you're a citizen if you're born in the United States and you are subject to its jurisdiction. And the birthright citizenship, folks, they want to ignore or misinterpret that second half. The framers of that amendment, they didn't put in a redundant phrase. And what that phrase meant, according to the debates at the time, was you can't owe political allegiance to a foreign power. What that means is if you're a German tourist and you come to the U.S. and you immediately have a baby here, well, that baby, the moment it's born, is a German citizen because the mother is a German citizen, and that baby owes its political allegiance to the German government. Therefore, it doesn't fit within the 14th Amendment, and it's not a U.S. citizen.
All right, so I want to drill down. You said a lot there, Hans. I want to drill down on some of it. First of all, It appears to be a systemic misinterpretation of the United States Constitution vis-a-vis the 14th Amendment. For political purposes, yes, but also now ingrained in our fourth branch of government. And I want to look at the wording of the 14th Amendment that you spoke of there, and the critical portion of it. It says, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and the state wherein they reside. Now, the crucial part, as you pointed out, is subject to the jurisdiction thereof, has to do with the political allegiance. And so if a woman from Guatemala has a child here, where is her political allegiance?
It's to Guatemala. And look, a lot of people confuse this with territorial jurisdiction. They say, well, anybody in the U.S. is subject to our laws. That's true. Again, the Guatemalan woman, if she robs a bank, obviously can be criminally prosecuted. But as a Guatemalan citizen, she can't be drafted to be on a jury, which you and I can as citizens. If we bring back a military draft, a Guatemalan cannot be drafted in the military because they're not a U.S. citizen and they don't owe political allegiance to the U.S. government.
And the intent of the 14th Amendment, let's be clear, it's a post-Civil War amendment. The intent was to fold in the slaves as part of our society and citizens, and the intent was to define how and who is a United States citizen, correct?
Right. Yeah, that's correct. And look, this is illustrated, what we're talking about, by a U.S. Supreme Court decision in the 1880s, where at the time, American Indians were not considered U.S. citizens, even though they were born in the United States. An American Indian went to court and said, under the 14th Amendment, I'm a U.S. citizen because I was born here. The Supreme Court said, no, you are not. Why? Yes, you were born here, but you owe your political allegiance to your tribal government. Indians did not become citizens until the 1920s when Congress passed the Indian Citizenship Act.
And the amendment is based on prior statute, as well as history in this country. And that's very important that it's based on prior statute. And the statute includes the 1866 Civil Rights Act that says all persons born in the United States and not subject to any foreign power would be considered citizens. And then you have Senator Lyman Trumbull, who I believe he was also one of the architects of the 14th Amendment, who said, subject to the jurisdiction of the U.S. included not owing allegiance to any other country. So when you look at what is happening today with the interpretation of the 14th Amendment and birthright citizenship, where did we go sideways, Hans? Was it in the 1960s with the Hart-Celler Act and the political infusion into our immigration system?
It's hard to track back how this exactly happened, but it seems to have started in the 1960s, for example, at the State Department, when they relaxed their rules and started issuing passports to anyone born in the U.S. Instead of keeping with the rules that had always been there, that you not only had to be born in the U.S., but you didn't owe allegiance to a foreign government.
And so it's important to say and repeat what you were talking about, and that is tourists who are here, say they're from Great Britain, and they're visiting the United States, and the woman is pregnant, happens to have a baby. That baby is under the jurisdiction of Great Britain.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.